Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay, Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Sunday, August the 19th, August the 18th. If there's my first mistake already. If you're new, here is what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now to get daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I hope you're doing well. I'm getting back into the normal swing of things, and looking to go twice a week until the end of August, and then picking it up to my full-time schedule once we get to September. So I'm glad that you are here. I originally was going to just simply, wasn't a lot going on, so I'm just going to talk about the Canucks and all-time favorite players and current favorite players. And then we had a little bit of news drop that I'm sure you know about. I did a quick video about it earlier today. It's in the title of this video now. And we're going to talk about the trade to Vasily Podkolzin to our best friends, the Edmonton Oilers. So as we get started, a reminder, moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, as legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you're here with me, you know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. I'm in a good mood too, because actually, I'll tell you why I'm in a good mood in a couple minutes. So you can subscribe to the channel so you get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos every single day. You can like the video. That always helps out the algorithm. You can leave a donation, get the donation train out of the station. No, Coach Rob actually got the donation train out of the station, and I'll get to that in a second. Coach Rob gifts a membership, the first one of the night. Thank you, Coach Rob. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message, your M. And if listening on a podcast, make sure you rate and review. So let's highlight the first donation of the night already. And it comes from franchise member Coach Rob. So let's give Coach Rob some love in the chat for gifting a membership. And it goes to Jesse, who I know has been a member before. So welcome to CCC membership once again, Jesse. And Coach Rob, thank you for your generosity. Let's give Rob some love in the chat for sure. Now, we're going to talk about Podkolzin. We're going to talk about, make sure you vote in the poll. I basically said, how are you feeling with the trade? And I'm surprised actually that the majority of you are saying you're fine with it, but I'll get to that in a couple of minutes. So we'll talk about Podkolzin. I'll give you some thoughts as to what I think is happening and why they made the trade. Then I'll do my mid-show sponsor read, and I'll give you guys plenty of time to give me your reaction. So please, as always, you're welcome to talk to each other in the chat. But for the first part of the show, I'll kind of host it. I'll do my thing, and then highlight donations, of course, and membership gifts like we just had from legendary Lucas Gates. And then I'll make sure I leave plenty of time for you in the second half of the show, like I always do. But let's recognize a donation from the legend himself. I almost played the intro. So Lucas has a different take. He says, it's a fine deal, mainly because the number 92 is mine again. I didn't know, Lucas, that you were battling Vasily Podkolzin for the number 92. I know that's your grad year. No, sorry, that's your birth year. It's my grad year. I didn't mean to date you, Lucas. I'm the one who's 50 years old. So like, sub, become a member, and more. So thank you, legend. So let's give Lucas some love in the chat as well. So thank you to Coach Rob, and thank you to Lucas. J Kid, if you're going to count mistakes, man, you're going to run out of fingers or toes, fingers and toes, digits, basically. Yes, if you're going to count mistakes, it's going to be a long night for you, but you're welcome to do that. And we'll see what I probably, like, if you don't count stuttering and me using a word whisker like or like or right, if you're actually talking about true mistakes, then I'm fine with that. I'll set the over under at 17.5, because when you talk as much as I do and you try and do as much as I do, you're bound to make mistakes. And I am okay with that, because the only person who never made a mistake was the person who didn't try anything. I don't think that's a real quote, but I just made that up. That sounded pretty smart, right? I thought that was really good. Carol, legendary Carol Bovenlander, uses her monthly membership message, or Triple M. This is a long one, but I'll read anything from Carol. Carol says this: I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you, Clay, for everything you've done for me. I'm sorry I won't be a member going forward, but I also look forward to talking to you when I can get in the streams. My loyalty to Clay and the CCC crew. So I'm going to spend a couple minutes talking about Carol, because she gave me permission to. We had a really nice 45-minute chat yesterday as I took my walk around Steveston. And what Carol is referring to is she's had to make a couple very hard decisions in terms of her personal life and her health and her mental well-being, her financial well-being, her spiritual well-being, her emotional well-being. And she made the decision that she needs to focus on other things right now. And that right now in the current state doesn't include as being a legend, but by name. And we had a Zoom chat, and I talked to her on the phone, and I said, the YouTube thing, it's nice, but it's just the title. I don't think more of you, Lucas and Andrew, even though you're legends. I am grateful for your generosity for sure. You have the most generosity when it comes to money and donating, but that's not how I judge people, obviously. And I'm grateful for that support. Yet, Carol, I think it's great that you are taking care of what you need to take care of. So I think that's enough that I should say now. Carol, I hope that did our conversation justice, your situation justice. But Carol, we love you here. We love having you here. We love it. I love it when you try and type my name and you always say play instead of Clay. I don't know if you're using talk to text or you no, actually I know why you do that, which is fine. So Carol, we love you. Come in the stream, visit anytime. Do not feel obligated at all to donate, to be a member. Those things are all bonus. They're gravy. And I love the people that do have the resources to do that, but it doesn't make you any less of a Canucks fan, of a person, more importantly, and certainly everyone in our channel. So I hope that makes sense. So let's give some love to Carol in the chat, because yes, she might not be able to donate for a while. And I know she was the biggest supporter when it came to gifting membership. So that might slow down for a little bit. So I think it's up to the rest of us to pick up the slack. So Carol, thank you very much for all you've done. And you are certainly welcome here any time. A couple other things I want to highlight real quick before I miss out, before I get going. I really will dive into this Podkolzin trade, I promise, but you guys know that I like to highlight all these things first, because you guys are taking the time and the energy and the money to do this. Legendary Lucas Gates, and I'm looking at getting a brand new Gates 92 Fanatics jersey. Won't seem so awkward with the player on the ice wearing the same number. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you know you're the original. 92 has always been my custom number. Well, I like the number 92 as well. But thank you, Lucas, for the generous donation. Appreciate it. So let's give Lucas some love in the chat. Some more love for sure. Thank you for that, and thank you for your support as always. And Swervin' Irvin is back. Love it. Irvin says, nice to be back on the stream with everyone. After Jagger, who on the Mount Rushmore for Canucks draft misses? I hate to say it, but it's Virtanen instead of all the guys that came after him. It's definitely Juolevi instead of all the guys that came after him. Not willing to put Podkolzin up there because it was number 10. Those two for sure. Yes. Yeah. Who did we take instead of Jagger? It was Nedved, wasn't it? That was rough. So let's go with those three at least. Could we have done a bit better? Yeah. You got to really think top 10 picks. I don't know who was after Cody Hodgson because Cody didn't really work out, but definitely you got to put Juolevi and Virtanen on that Mount Rushmore for sure. Thanks, Irvin. Great to see you. Great to have you here. Okay, friends, I was downtown, Granville Island, the Lee's Donuts 45th anniversary party, and my friend Marie Huey was singing. got to talk to Marie's husband, Chris. We shared leg stories. He was there in his new prosthetic leg. You guys know the story. I don't have to rehash that. I don't have to rehash my own story of how I had my own leg issues in the Philippines. I've talked about it on the stream already, but let's just say it was really, really nice to hang out and to share stories and to support each other. So that was a good afternoon. So I was there to see another friend sing his band as well. And then I got the notification about the trade. So I did that. I did a quick 1-minute video there. And let me just show you some of the reaction on the stream. So I did a quick one minute video, 1 minute and 21 seconds to be exact. And I did that outside of Granville, on Granville Island, as many of you recognized. And I want to read you some of the comments. I don't know how to do this. Yeah, you can see some of the videos I watched: wrestling, basketball, cop videos, how to fall asleep. Anyways, so the initial reaction on the video was like, a 4th round pick, brutal, so much potential. I know Tocchet doesn't care for Podkolzin. Why help the Oilers? We got robbed. We got ripped off. So a lot of people basically weren't really happy with the trade. However, and I guess we should talk about the trade, and I'll close this poll right now. So the initial reaction on my video was people didn't seem happy with it. But then I have here on the poll, which 66 of you answered, thank you. How are you feeling about the Podkolzin trade? And 42% of you are saying fine with it. 28% of you are saying upset with it, and 28% indifferent. And you guys, I've talked about this poll theory in the past. That I kind of didn't want to put that neutral one in, that third one in indifferent, because whatever narrative you want to paint, you can use that 28% to help you. So if you add the 28% to the 42% that said they're fine with it, you could actually say, oh, 70% of it are okay, or not bothered by the fact that we traded Podkolzin. So 70%, that seems like a lot. If you give that 28% indifferent to the 28% who are upset, you could say either upset or they don't care. You could say 56% don't have a feeling about it, aren't really happy about it. So you see what I mean about how you can put that third category and kind of add it to either side to shape your narrative. But that is telling me that over 25% of you actually don't care or are indifferent about it. So maybe that is saying something. And then of the other 70%, 42% are saying fine with it, and 28% of you are saying you are upset with it. Now, let's talk about this. The trade was this: Vasily Podkolzin to the Edmonton Oilers for the Oilers' 4th round pick in the 2025 NHL entry draft. Now, if you simply take where Podkolzin was drafted, first round, 10th overall, that was the draft in Vancouver that I actually saw. And I remember when they picked him in the 10th overall, because there were guys like Cole Caulfield and others that were still on the board. There were some boos, some cheers, and a lot of woo. Like there was kind of unrest in the crowd, so to speak. And I was there, and I remember vlogging about it. But I remember how strong of a World Junior Championship Podkolzin had, and I thought I saw a hard-working player with a lot of skill, gritty, and we needed more. We always need more of those type of players. But I get it. When you see, if you take away the years and you say 1st round draft pick traded for 4th round draft pick, it doesn't really, especially when that 1st round draft pick is top 10, it doesn't really seem great. It doesn't really seem great. Now, we've seen 1st round draft pick like Cody Glass. He got picked 1 pick after Pettersson in 2017. Granted, 2 years older, but he just got traded. He's been traded a couple of times, actually. So it's not rare to see a 1st round draft pick get traded. It's not even rare to see a top 10 player get drafted. And I use Cody Glass, like I said, as my example. So I think it's to me, it's less about the sticker shock of a 1st round draft pick. It just seems like more, and I think people even understand why they made the trade. That, and I'll explain. I'll show this to you. That I don't think there's any room for Podkolzin on this roster right now. But I think maybe more of the shock is that it was to the Edmonton Oilers, a team that we We got Vincent Desharnais from them, free agent, and it just seems like they're like, I don't know if they're a rival, but they're the team certainly that we are most, we played last to end off our season. Now, we know that I detailed this last week. The Oilers are in a bit of a kerfuffle because of the offer sheets to Holloway and Broberg, which we broke down last week. But then later tonight, the Oilers, they traded Cody Ceci and a third-round pick to San Jose for a right shot defenseman who I don't know if it's going to be any good. So I think when the Oilers first got Podkolzin, I thought maybe they're preparing themselves to lose Dylan Holloway, and Podkolzin's going to have a chance to crack that roster. But then when I see the Cody Ceci trade and the money that goes away, then I'm thinking, no, they're probably looking to match both Holloway and Broberg's deals, especially if they can put Evander Kane onto LTIR to start the season. Then I haven't worked out all the numbers, but I think they can make it work. Maybe one minor deal has to happen, but yeah, then I think the Oilers are lining up to match both of those contracts for Broberg and Holloway. I think Podkolzin, just as he was going to be hard pressed to make the Canucks roster, he's going to be hard pressed to make the Oilers roster. And then if the Oilers lose him if they try and send him down to Bakersfield and they lose him on waivers, maybe that's a risk they're willing to take. Maybe Podkolzin makes the team as the 13th or 14th forward. I'll go over both rosters in a second. And maybe, just maybe, for the Canucks, at least they get something back. They get a 4th-round draft pick. I know it's not a 1st-round draft pick, but Podkolzin, you got to think, he's not worth much right now. He's struggled to make an impact in the Canucks lineup, a point that many of you guys have made as well. And I think more importantly, he was going to have a hard time finding a spot on this roster. So want to highlight Adam's monthly membership message. Adam says, Carroll is a forever legend. I agree with you, Adam. The Pods trade is a dump. I agree with you, Adam. It's a position move. We got a lot of new players who need a chance, including Abbotsford players. Excellent segue. Adam, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a loyal member. Appreciate you. Let's give Adam some love in the chat for sure. Thank you, Adam. So let's show this, and then I'll get to your questions. But let's look at the Canucks roster first. And then when you look at the roster, you can see why maybe, just maybe, the Canucks made this move. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit so you guys can see it a bit better. But even without going to the Puckpedia page, I could have told you that the Canucks were going to, it's going to be hard for Podkolzin to find a spot. So remember, you can ice a roster of 23 players. You don't have to, but 23 players. And then on a given night, you dress 20, 2 goalies, and it's usually 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. Sometimes it's 13 and 7, but generally 12 forwards, 4 lines, 6 defensemen, 3 pairs, 2 goalies, a starter and a backup. So that's 20. And then you have 3 healthy scratches. And usually it's either 2 forwards and a defenseman, or it's 1 forward and 2 defensemen. It really depends if on your final roster of 23, if you count 2 goalies, of those 21 skaters, do you go 14 forwards and 7 defensemen? Or most teams usually go 13 forwards and 8 defensemen to have the versatility and the stability. But of course, with call-ups, and it depends on who's in your minors, who do not want to lose on waivers, who's on what type of contract, blah, 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 all those things. So let's presume the Canucks, even give the Canucks the benefit of the doubt. I don't know if Podkolzin was their 14th best forward. Maybe he comes in at 13, because here's what I mean. We know Pettersson, Miller, Besser, DeBrusk, Garland, Joshua, Heinen, Bluger, Suter, Sherwood, Hoglander, and Sprong. So let's say that those are our top 12. And then just for completion, you still have Neil Zaman, who's a center, who's probably more valuable than Podkolzin, even though I like Podkolzin more. And you still have Phil DiGiuseppe making only $775,000. I remember Podkolzin had that 2-year contract. So regardless of how we shape the top, and let's just presume for conversation that it's Miller, Besser, and Heinen, Petey with Hoglander and DeBrusk, and then Suter with Garland and Joshua. Let's just say that for now. So then your 4th line you think is Bluger, Sherwood, and Sprong, or you put Sprong up, Hoglander down, you put Sprong up, Heinen down, whatever. But I think you'd agree those are the top 12 forwards, and not just because they're paid the most, the top 12. And then again, you have Neil Zaman and Phil DiGiuseppe, and you had Podkolzin in there before. So you had 15 forwards where the maximum you can carry is 14. And then do you risk losing Amon, DiGiuseppe, or Podkolzin to waivers? And maybe it's not a big loss. And then we don't have to worry about the defenseman right now. So right now, with the Canucks 14 forwards, with the Canucks 7 defensemen, that includes Tucker Pullman. No, it doesn't include. Yeah, sorry, it does include Tucker Pullman, 7 on the roster, but 1 LTIR, and then 2 goalies, and then you have Ekman Larson penalty, which is up to 2.3 million now, goes up to 4.8 next year. Yikes! And then a bit of Mikheyev 712. You are basically $200,000 under the cap, and that's including Tucker Pullman. So that's good that they're not using any of the LTIR pool, as you see right here. So that's a good thing, and you don't want to be an LTIR to start the season. I know the Canucks have been, but there's advantages to not being an LTIR. So that is the Canucks side. Irvin, thanks for the donation. I will get to your message in a second. When you look at the Oilers, so the Oilers are still 6 million under. What does Kane make? Kane makes 5.1. So they'd only have to move another million now. And maybe that's Podkolzin. Maybe you send him down to the minors to try and get him through. So, but tell me if Podkolzin makes this team. Remember, there's 14 forwards, which Podkolzin has listed. So obviously McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Kane, maybe he doesn't start the season. So let's say Kane's not on. So McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman is 3, Nuge, Arvidsson, Henriquez 6, Skinner, let's say they match Holloway 7, Janmark 9. Then you have Perry, Brown, Podkolzin, and Ryan. So that's 13. So does Podkolzin beat out Derek Ryan for a spot? And then who knows what they're doing, Gagne and Ernie. So maybe, just maybe, right now there's only 13 forwards, right? Gagne and Ernie aren't listed. Aren't signed, and Evander Kane might go in LTR. So as of now, Podkolzin could make top 12, or he could be the first healthy scratch. Now, again, something has to happen. They still have Broberg here at 4.6. They're presuming they match him. And then, like I said, you have Holloway there. So Edmonton Oilers have some work to do. Well, Cody Ceci was only 2.3 million. I thought he was way more than that. So they still have to do at least one more move before the season starts. And that's already including putting Evander Kane on LTIR. All right. So there's some numbers I wanted to show you before I get to my Mitchell sponsor read and get it over to you. But before that, I want to recognize Swerve and Irvin with a donation. This is proactive because Podkolzin is RFA next summer. I think, Irvin, that you're off by a year. I'm pretty sure Podkolzin has a 2-year contract, but I could be wrong. And it would be my third mistake of the stream. I thought that he just signed a 2-year. Yes, Podkolzin has a 2-year contract, $1 million per season. Regardless, thank you, Irvin, for the donation. Let's give Irvin some love in the chat. There's 80 of you in here, which is great. That's a big number for an off-season stream. And I think it obviously helps that the Canucks actually did something today. And it's given us something to talk about. All right, let's do my Mitchell sponsor read. I'm glad to see Carol still in the chat. Hopefully, Carol, what I said summed up our conversation yesterday. And yeah, like to see all the familiar names in here. I had a nice chat with my mom today. I'm not sure my mom, Joyce, is in the chat. Mom, if you're here, just say hi, just so I know that you're here. And if not, I'll talk to you tomorrow. No problem. We're going to do some research based on what we talked about. Oh, 20 minutes ago, I was supposed to tell you why I'm in such a good mood. Finally, my lovely wife, Gail, she's on a plane right now, flying home from the Philippines. So I'll be picking her up at 6 o'clock from the airport tomorrow morning. So after this show, don't have too much to clean up. Just got to do a couple more things and then get a bit of rest before I get to go see her at the airport tomorrow morning, which I'm very excited about. Icy Chris, I think this is the first time I've heard from you. I love your setup. Thank you. I love that you love the setup. You are welcome. Always welcome here. I can't see what hoodie you're wearing in your profile picture, but I'm sure it's a nice one. But thank you, Icy Chris. I appreciate it. And my mom is in the house. So everyone give some love to my mom. Say hello to my mother, Joyce, who supports me in many, many ways. And mom, proof, not drinking pop It again is, I don't want to spill it, but there's pink grapefruit juice in here. But I must have did something to the battery because it's not lighting up anymore. So maybe I have to change it but yes, pink grapefruit juice, not Pepsi. And yeah, mums do rule, Adam. I love you guys. Saying hi to my mom, which is great. Oh, Toronto FC. Icy Chris, are you from Toronto? Are you watching from Toronto right now? Is it 1:30 in the morning where you are? And also, I want to say a special hello to Helen. I won't be streaming tomorrow. And Canucks After Dark, we are starting. I talked to Parker. I heard from him. We are starting on August 26th. So not tomorrow, but next Monday, which is good because I should probably spend time with my wife, Gail, tomorrow night. But tomorrow is Helen's birthday, and Smiley Hello is an amazing, much like Carol and many others on this channel, Lucas and others, a very, very loyal supporter. She's at a dinner tonight, and I didn't know if she was going to make the stream, but she's here. So I want to say hello to Helen as well. It is Helen's birthday tomorrow. So I won't be streaming tomorrow. So an early happy birthday to Helen. And yeah, love it. Everyone's saying hi to Clay's mom. I love, where was the one I saw? I like this E-mother in the house, or E-mother in the house. Love that, Isaac. Very, very good. And Icy Chris watching from west of Toronto in the kitchen area. Well, thank you. Thank you for staying up late for me. Taylor, happy belated birthday to you as well. Hi, Mom. I love, yeah, we should just do nicknames for my mom. Maybe that's what we'll do at the end of tonight's show. Awesome. So happy you guys are here. Gonna get to, oh, wait, before I get to my Mitchell sponsor read, Adam, generosity coming through tonight. Love you guys. Let's give some love to Adam Lee in the chat for his membership gift. Apparently he's buying this membership in honor of Carol. Thank you, Adam. To be honest, if we were trying to match collectively, if we were going to try and match Carol's memberships, we'd all have to do a lot because Carol is being so generous. But Adam, that is awesome. Adam gives a $5 membership for the month. It goes to Quattrob. Welcome back to Quattrob. And let's give a welcome to Rob. I know he's been a member before. And let's give some love to Adam. And you know what? I'm inspired by you guys. I want to see if I can do something as well. I'm going to gift right now. I get 10 a month. I did 5 last Sunday, but I missed the first 2 weeks. So let's give 5 memberships. So I'm going to give some love to this schmuck. That's my nickname for this guy named Canuck Clay. And remember, I don't get to choose who gets these. Taylor, I'm waiting for your name to pop up because I know you're a loyal watcher and commenter. But again, it is random. So congratulations to Ivan, Nux 649, It's Thrown, Lawler, and Clifford. Nice to have you guys in CCC membership. You all get franchise membership for a month, courtesy of the host. It doesn't mean anymore because it's from the hosts. It just means that I get to press a button and make myself feel good for about 5 seconds. Okay, let's get to my Mitchell sponsor read, and then I'll get to all of your comments regarding this trade. All right, let's go. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. Use the link coachpatrickliu.com/clay and receive. I should check this out. I think there's still a free 7-day workout that's there for you. Thank you to Gassy Jai Art, maker of this fine artwork, and thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Mid-show reminder to you to subscribe, to like the video, to leave donations like many of you have done. Thank you very much. You can gift memberships like many of you have done. Thank you very much. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message, your Triple M like many of you have done. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And like I said, it's nice to have so many of you back. I will do shows this week. It's going to be Monday and Wednesday. And then next week, Monday. This week, it's Sunday and Wednesday. And then the week after will be Sunday and Thursday, of which Thursday will be a member stream. So I think I got that right, but I'll just know that my next show with you guys this week will be on Wednesday. So no Canucks After Dark tomorrow, and I'll do a show on Wednesday. I'll do a show on Tuesday if any Canucks news breaks, but I'm going to go Sunday and Wednesday. And I took your feedback and I thought about it long and hard. I think that was a silly idea. I don't think I'm going to commit to doing morning streams, because I just think knowing how lazy I am in the morning, knowing that things could come up both family and work wise, and really the whole point of doing a stream at night is that people that don't watch it at night can then watch it on replay in the morning. So I appreciate your feedback, but there wasn't an overwhelming consensus saying, yeah, Clay, you got to do this. So I'm going to look at other ways to make sure that my channel is staying ahead of the curve as the season starts. And I have some ideas, including the launch of Canuck Clay merchandise. Finally, been promising it for 2 years, but that is something that we are working on as we speak. So pretty excited for sure. Irvin, I was talking about doing a stream at 8 o'clock. No, 7:30 in the morning, from 7:30 until 8 in the morning, just like a half an hour recap, but only on days after Canucks games. And my reasoning was, when I do the stream on 11 o'clock on every night, sometimes I haven't had a chance to watch the post game, especially at a home game. Sometimes I was at the game, so I haven't read any post game highlight summaries or anything. And then I thought that then maybe I could do that after my show, anything I missed, and then do a quick, tight half an hour show in the morning. But I think instead what I'm going to get used to doing is doing a stream and then doing a video that's ready for release in the morning instead. So anyways, a couple thoughts that I had, and a lot of you guys gave me some really, really good feedback. Okay, let's go. Adam says, let's get some more likes, or Rick Tockett will bag skate you. I agree. No, and that's the thing, Irvin. Like I don't think Halford and Bruff, I don't think they'd care, but it just doesn't make sense. I think to hold myself to something in the morning, at least I know that at 11 o'clock, no one else is streaming. Like, that's my time. That's Canuck Clay's time. And, I've done post-game streams before, but that was during COVID. I go to a lot of games now, and now that they're back. So I can't even commit to doing like post-game streams every day. And there's a lot of competition for that too. Whether I know in the playoffs, there was Game Over. There wasn't Game Over. There used to be Game Over, but Sakaris and Price were doing stuff, Canucks Army. I think when this season starts, I'm going to settle in nicely and make sure that my 11 o'clock show is really good, make sure it's unmissable, and look at other creative ways to have fun in the season. Let's go to your questions and comments. Do you think Podkolzin trade is more because they don't see him improving much, or more of a situation where they can have a bit more cap flexibility? I think they both work hand in hand, Fangirl, but I think they just look at the team and they don't seem to be a difference maker either this year or going forward. So, he's not young anymore. He's 23. It seems young. It's definitely young for a guy like me who's 50. But in hockey age, maybe they wish they saw a bit more from him. Maybe some of you guys are saying, well, he didn't really get a chance to show his stuff. I think he had a few opportunities. He didn't have a lot of opportunities, but he had enough opportunities where maybe the Canucks simply Tockett and Alvin didn't, and Rutherford didn't see a lot in him. And one thing about this coaching staff and this management staff, they're not afraid to move on from guys. Look at Lafferty, gone. Mikheyev gone, like mid-season. Even I can't even remember those were in season or out of season. No, it was Mikheyev was after it was after the season, right? Regardless, this management team is not afraid to make moves. And I didn't see a future with Podkolzin on this team, especially with the signing of Sprong, at least the short term this year. And if he's not getting a chance to play, then how can he prove himself, right? It's a catch-22 for sure. By the way, all the Russians on this team are gone now, right? The Milstein clients, Kuzmenko and Mikheyev and Zadorov, they're all gone. And now Podkolzin's gone as well. So just kind of interesting there. Don't like the trade. He was mediocre at best. Do you think Rick Tockett or Travis Green training camp is harder? Well, having participated in both, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Green had 3 training camps. I know one of them was hard. Tockett's had one. I don't know which one's harder. Do you just judge it by bag skates or whatever, or maybe one's mentally harder, one's physically harder? I'm not sure. Let's talk. I don't know. Doing a morning live stream about Canucks will be less advantageous in terms of dividing time and attention versus other Canucks morning shows. Yep, great point, Raymond. I love your late nights. This is the hour I used to hang on a Rob Fay Nation show. Yeah. Swerve and Irvin, Rob Fay was great. I was on his show a couple times. I've had him on my channel for one of the funniest interviews I've ever done. I like Rob Fay a lot. And yeah, no, I like the 11 o'clock time. And you guys know this. I know I wish I went earlier, but in terms of work, in terms of going to games, other commitments, it's just a nice time. And I like to be known as the late night guy. And for people that can make it, great way to end their night. I know it's late for people in the East Coast, but they can watch in the morning. And anytime I try and go earlier than that, it's too tough because I'm cutting something short or whatever it may be. So 11 o'clock is good. It works out really well. I'm looking forward to continuing that starting in September. But right now, 10 o'clock for the month of August, and then moving to 11 in September. This trade now makes you somewhat mad at betting, which shows how bad it was at GM. Yeah, not the best drafting for sure. Would you have kept PDG or Romano over him? He's probably 10-11 in their depth. I'm not high on Neil Zaman. I know he's a center, but you could put Sherwood at center if you needed to. Would you have kept PDG or Romano over? No, I actually had Podkolzin ahead of those two guys, but still, he's still not making my roster though. Glad you're having a good day, Rick. That's awesome. Yeah, you're right. We're going to see a lot of Podkolzin. That's for sure. That's the interesting part. But the Edmonton Oilers could be saying the same thing about Vincent Desharnais. At least management has yes, they do. Podkolzin had ample opportunity. He was in 3 training camps. That's fair. Hey, Shannon. No problem. You just rest, Shannon. I hope you get better soon. Thanks for still being here. Might have concussion issues after that big hit at Abbey. Yeah, I don't know about that. I hope not. Otherwise, he wouldn't be playing, right? Yes, Podkolzin did get traded. Yeah, not a fan of trading with the division. It's interesting that they were showing how Lafferty went to Chicago and Mikheyev. Lindholm and Zadorov go to Boston. Kuzmenko goes to Calgary. And now Podkolzin goes to Edmonton. So those are all rivals, so to speak. Boston and Chicago a little bit older. And now, yeah, it seems to be trading in the division. But I think we did that for Lindholm and Zadorov as well. Do you think the Flames would have taken Podkolzin in January at the Lindholm deal if the Canucks had offered him instead of a first round? His value was called up. Sorry, because his value after he was called up decreased a ton. Decrease, yes. So I don't know if Podkolzin instead of a first gets it done, to be honest with you. I see what you, yeah, it'd be nice to have Hunter Brzustevich in our system for sure. That was the risk. That's what I mean about this management. They're not afraid to make those bold moves to try and win now. Are you going to take callers during your big stream in October? Yeah, for my 24-hour, I'm going to try a few different things, and I might take callers. I'm not sure if I'm going to risk bringing them on by video, but just doing. I'm not going to set up like a fancy phone line. I don't know. Do I give out my cell phone number? Just let people call? I don't know if I'm going to set up a different number. I don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll see. Irvin, do you have an idea, or did you want to call in, or tell me why? Tell me why. When the season starts, will you have a games night for us to play? Great question, Coach Rob. I really going to get your guys' feedback. I think I did that on Monday nights after Canucks After Dark, just for a break, right? Just for a release. This isn't binding, but I'm going to put it in the chat right now. I'm just going to say, did you like the Monday night game nights when there isn't a Canucks game? So vote in your poll. Vote in the poll. For those of you that were around with me last year, because Parker and I did Canucks After Dark on Monday nights, I didn't just want to come on my own show and then repeat the same thing we just talked about for an hour. So on Monday nights, I would do like 10 minutes of Canucks talk and then play games like that map game and some word games, and just something different at the risk of people tuning into Canuck Clay and seeing us play a bunch of online games. So vote and poll. Tell me what you think. And it's not binding. That's my way of getting out of it if I don't like the answer, but I certainly value your opinion. Great question, Coach Rob. CC traded. Yes, we talked about that. Thank you, Angelo. I remember this one time I argued with someone on Canucks After Dark about Benning being bad GM, and that person was such a sheep-like person, like he was bad. I don't know how this guy say he was. Well, Taylor, your opinion was probably more correct, but we got to allow people to express their opinion. This trade says his management didn't think Podkolzin will make the team and is not waiver exempt. At least that's this way we get an ask. Exactly. Zao, I had a couple of friends ask me, well, why didn't they just send him down to Abbotsford? Because you risk losing him for nothing. And while you get that $1 million of cap space, you also lose an asset. This way, we'll at least got a 4th round draft pick, even if it means, even if we end up packaging this 4th round draft pick in a trade, but at least it's a draft pick. 20 and 20 for him? I hope not. Think we may use our new cap space on a puck moving right D? We don't have any cap space still. Because at least in Puckpedia, they just brought Neil Zaman up instead. So right now, don't look at it as we have $1 million in cap space, because all the projections that had us up against the cap were with a full roster, and we can still ice a full roster right now. But you never know. They can still make moves for sure. It's got to get creative. How many years should Benning have had instead of the 80 got? I don't know. I think you got to give a GM at least 2 or 3. But then if you don't like the way it's going, I think he was lucky that the Pettersson and Hughes picks hit. That probably extended him for a couple of years. Fangirl. We could have Tanev in the Lindholm deal if we had thrown in Podkolzin. Is that for sure, or is that speculation? Little surprised about the timing, but more plausible Podkolzin's trade for extra cap space than trading Besser for Tuck. I didn't know that was on the table. Yeah, so Taylor says 5 or 6 instead of 8. That's what I was saying about he probably got 2 or 3 because of how Petey and Hughes hit. Love it when we have geography. Playing those games, it always surprises me how smart people are. And I just hope and pray they weren't cheap. Remember, what was that Thaddeus? Remember Thaddeus came in and he nailed Wordle on the first try. I don't even remember what the word was. And he claims that he was using that word earlier in the day, and that's why he suggested it. And everyone was calling him out. And then I had a soft spot for him because I know him from my church. You guys remember that? One day, and I'm sure there's going to be a couple dead streams between now and the start of the season. I think we should just do a best of funny moments, like that kid who it sounded like he was under a sheets talking to me and got in trouble. That was when I used to remember phone people. We've had the car crash. We've had the power outage. We've had so many funny things, but yeah, Thaddeus is up there in top 10 moment for sure. The hot take hockey raid, that was a funny one too. Thank you, Angelo. Yes. Pop is bad. Thank you. Can you not do Zoom and then you pick people to be on a stream and call? Yeah, I could do that. Would be fun to have members chime in via Zoom. I think everyone in the CCC Crew has good energy. Irvin, I love bringing people on. And I guess if someone says or does something stupid, I can just mute them quickly, but we'll see. That's always the trick of having a live show. But I have the technology and the knowledge and the willingness to try it. Pods are going to burn us by scoring a goal on us, but not likely because we have Thatcher the Snatch. Okay, Brian, so are you saying he's going to score on us or he's not? But yes, we do have Demko. Should the Canucks showcase Lekaramaki? No, I think they need Lekaramaki to hit for us. So to keep him. Benning still drafted Besser, Pettersson, Hughes, and Demko. Yeah, he did. He did. For sure. And you might say, well, anyone would have drafted them. Not necessarily. Petey, there's a lot of debate over who should go at 5. Hughes, I think we're lucky that Hughes dropped just 7. But you're right. Besser was 23rd overall. Demko was later as well. What do you have wanted to get if it were up to you in the Pods trade? Well, I would love to get, a 2nd or 3rd rounder, but realistically, I wasn't surprised it was a 4th. Canucks After Dark and Monday game night with Parker and fans. Okay, sounds good. Yes, Poolman is 3.5. Thaddeus, yeah, Taylor remembers Thaddeus. PTO contract. I don't see Besser for Tuck. Yeah, I don't want that to happen, actually. Benning either drafted a superstar or a bust. No in between. Yeah. Where's the kind of the middle of the lineup contributors? That's a good point, Jack. Oh yeah, the loss of Gail's ring. Did I cancel a stream to find it? Only to find it snagged in one of my sweaters. And Ricky's okay with Benning's drafting because it is our core. Yeah, and then the JT Miller trade, which was done the morning after we drafted Podkolzin, because I remember going back to, that's kind of a funny story. I think I told you guys that before. That night, I went to the draft. Then I volunteered at Sean's high school after grad. I was dealing blackjack or roulette or something, whatever. Then Sean, that went till 6 a.m. Sean and I went home to shower, and then we went back to Rogers Arena. And I told Sean it was his grad year. He should have dressed up in a suit and maybe tricked the Sportsnet cameras into thinking that he was a draft eligible prospect. But yeah, we get to the arena and we find out that we made the big trade for JT Miller. Spilling the water on the table, calling that guy after he won a gift card, and gave a hockey type breakdown with it. Taylor, what does that mean? I called that guy after he won a gift card or something and gave a hockey type breakdown. I did or he did? I can't remember. The exit of Podkolzin maybe is paving the way for Lekkermaki, maybe. Tyler, thoughts on the trade? Welcome. Love you, brother. I talked about it for the first 20 minutes of the stream. And I know sometimes you don't always make it on time, which is cool. We're not going to call you out over it. All I say is I always say, go watch the stream, please. But I was okay with the trade because I don't think Podkolzin had a spot on this team. He did. I think his name was either Justin or Tom. Oh, he did the breakdown. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I do remember that. That was pretty funny, actually. I'm glad we didn't get Turcotte at the start. Yeah. That time you couldn't figure out how to make the cup light up. Oh, that's true. That's true. I know how now, but it's not working. I think I have to change the battery. Oh, you know what? I think I left it on after my first stream back from the Philippines last week. And maybe I wrecked the battery. So I got to make sure it's rechargeable for sure. No need to apologize, Tyler. This was last year. What, the one about the guy, right? Yeah, no, that's true. Okay, it's 10:50. I'm going to wrap up soon. Let's do 5 minutes now of Ask Me Anything. So 5 minutes of Ask Me Anything. I think we've talked about the trade ad nauseum enough. You guys are saying that 78% of you are saying do the Monday night games night. Okay. I'll make sure. Include the clip. I did my wheelchair gritty. Like I did a gritty on a wheelchair or on my scooter. I don't remember that. Yeah, actually, let's do that to wind up this stream tonight. Let's do that, Jack. Let's talk about the NHL draft from 2019. Yes, Angela, I did go to Mall of Asia in the Philippines. I think this is a great way to end off the show, actually, because, and I can remember from being at the draft. Yes, Taylor, the Canucks, it was so rare that they won 3 games in a row that I would actually dance when they did. And then all you guys were dreading it. Jack Hughes, no surprise. Kako, he got time. He's okay. Kirby Doc, he's been traded already. So this is what we're talking about, right? Top 10 picks get traded all the time. No, not all the time. They get traded. Bowen Byram, he's traded now too, isn't he? Yeah, so Doc's been traded. Byron's been traded. Turcotte. Is Turcotte still with LA? Where's he now? Isn't he traded? Sider, Cousins, Broberg. Look, Broberg. Yeah, at the middle of all this, Zegras. Okay, I do remember, admittedly, I wanted Zegras to fall to us. Then we picked Podkolzin, Soderstrom. Boldy's been awesome. So there's a bit of a miss there. Spencer Knight's going to be good. Caulfield's been good. Harley's good. Yeah, so there's some decent players here, but right after Podkolzin, yeah, Matthew Boldy went 12. Maybe that's the one that I look at right now, and I look at as a bit of a miss. Yeah, unfortunately, which is too bad. Okay, let's do the last 5 minutes of Ask Me Anything. But before that, we got another membership gift, which is awesome. tracks. I like that. Train on. I'm not sure they're talking about the donation train. No, I don't think so. I don't think they renamed it just for me. But train on the tracks. Thank you. Let's give Train some love in the chat. And Matthew gets the membership. So thank you. Welcome to membership, Matthew. And thank you to Train. Let's give Train some hype. Train contributes to the donation train. I don't think I've ever said that before. Yeah, PTO, Simon, it just means any hockey player that isn't signed a professional contract. So it's called a professional tryout. And you can actually sign that player, but mostly you don't because they come as like not an afterthought, but as a long shot to make the team already. Basketball, Raymond, is big in the Philippines. That's the biggest pro sport there is indeed basketball. But of course, they were excited about their Filipino gymnasts as well. But basketball. No Japanese food today, Edmund. Thoughts on Reagan? Not great, but definitely got a lot of attention for sure. And I hope she's doing like from mental health wise okay. But yeah, kind of the memes have been a little ruthless. No, I didn't try turtle chips. Sorry, Michael. Jack Boldy would be awesome. Yes. Can the Canucks get first in the West? Yeah, absolutely. They can. Oh, it's so how you doing? Thank you. How you doing? Welcome. So you are a veteran here. So I like why the name change. It looks good. Off season with Tom Clayman, Clay ESPN man, Clay birthday man, Clay Vegas man, Clay 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 man, Clay A man, Heronic annoyed man, Heronic got paid man, Swervin Irvin man, Mike Yo man, DeBrus sign man, Heinen sign man, Sherwood sign man, Forbert sign man, Desharnais sign man, and Clay hype man. You sent Clay travel man, Clay Augusto G man, Clay laugh at last place Olympian man. Pause gone, man. Love it. Is it smoky in Richmond? No, I did not notice. In fact, I've been enjoying the fresh air. Thoughts on Roman Reigns? I think it's been a really good face turn, a good return. And I don't see fans getting sick. They had to boo him for 4 years. I don't think they're sick of him for sure. Hype to everyone. Oh, which movies do you see on my trip? I saw 3 in 1 week. I saw Deadpool, Wolverine. I saw Trapped. And I saw Twisters, and almost threw up in my 4D chair. Hey, Rosie, nice to see you. In hindsight, I want Boldy have the Lotto line and then Boldy center the second line. Yeah, imagine. Yeah, of course it'd be different, but you could go Boldy, DeBrusque. Yeah, taking Virtanen over. Yeah, I mentioned that one. Yeah, the Virtanen Ulevi picks were not good. Will you get tickets to Survivor Series? Yeah, Irvin, I'm working on a connection to go to Survivor Series for sure. Go Kings, go. Ramen or sushi 10 times out of 10. Need season 2 of PJO. What's PJO? I'm not very smart. Hey, so how you doing is back. What's going on? Are you in here 2 ways now? I like Deadpool a lot. I don't know didn't get a lot of the inside jokes, but neither did a lot of the Filipinos I was watching with. And it was good. It was good. Good special effects, good comedy. And my kids who know all the inside jokes, know all the Marvel shows, I think they enjoyed it a bit more than I did, but I still thought it was good. They're inviting 5 PTO players. Okay, Simon, I will look that up later. I decided to watch Twister last night before I went to bed, turned off halfway through. I was excited for it, but something about the movie was off. Yeah, it was just okay. It was just okay. But I was kind of distracted by trying not to throw up the whole time. Nylander should have been captain or Riley over Matthews. Matthews ain't going to move the needle. Yeah, but no one has really, and he's their best player. Twister's original cast member of Hamilton starred in it. Yes, the one of the main guys for sure. Aliens was great. Okay, I'm going to have to trust you on that one. Oh, Percy Jackson Olympians is PJO. Well, thank you. I was not at Lions game, but I heard that Nathan Rourke struggled. But, just because he has NFL experience doesn't mean he's just going to walk in. He's got to establish chemistry, learn the tendency of his receivers, his blockers, his running back. So I'm okay giving him a pass for 1 night. Okay, friends, I am done. It is coming up on 11 o'clock. Thank you for being here. That was a big show tonight. It almost feels normal again. So my next show will be Wednesday night at 10. I hope you can join me then. No Canucks After Dark tomorrow. We start next week. And then next week will be Sunday, probably Tuesday, and then Thursday as a members only. But that's next week. So this week, it'll be a show for everyone this Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Andrew Chang, and to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Thanks to Advanced City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. And thanks to Coach Rob for gifting a membership. Thank you to Lucas for his donation, Carol for using a triple M, Lucas for another donation, Irvin for using a triple M, Adam for using a triple M. Then we had Swerve and Irvin with a donation. Then we had Adam gifting a membership, Canuck Clay gifting a membership, and Train on the Tracks gifting a membership. Thanks to all of you for your generosity tonight. It was so awesome to be back with you. It feels good. It feels normal. We got some small Canucks news to talk about, and it just feels right. So once again, thanks for being here. My next show is on Wednesday. And on your way out, you can subscribe, like the video, leave a late donation, gift a late membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message, and if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. All right. Thanks again, everyone. Happy birthday to Helen tomorrow, if she's still around, and to all of you. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And by the way, do you know what happens to people who get hospitalized due to peekaboo accidents? Yes, people have to go to the hospital because of peekaboo accidents. They put them in the ICU. ICU. Peekaboo. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.